Look who we have here, my friends. Jacob Doolittle. He's coming here with an apology. It's called My Recent Video. Very short and sweet. Now, somebody came into the chat and said, hey, Papa Gut, he basically did exactly what you said he should do in the video where I covered him. And I remember what I said. This is what I said. Make it short and sweet. Come in and say something like, hey, listen, I took this topic very personally because I have an experience with it. I believe he has Lyme disease, which I think is an autoimmune disease. And because of that, I got offended and I lost some kind of emotional control a little bit. And I had a narrative I wanted to present because I was offended and I let it go too far and I messed up. That's pretty much what I said. I try to give decent apology ideas, but then guess what I get to do? I get to say, what if he's just copying what I said and it's not genuine? I get to place hints of doubt into your minds. I don't know, but let's see what he has to say. I mean, listen, his video was kind of a hit piece against Ethan. He's seemingly done this before with Charlie D'Amelio. We made that video called Jake Doolittle's Original Sin. It was an incredible. I'm getting good at these titles. That's all I'm saying. But you know what? You live and you learn, guys. It's the year. Yes, last year was the year of growth for me. Okay, hopefully this year is another year of growth, but instead of emotional, it's just financial growth. I feel a little more clear-headed. But let's see what we got here.
In that video, I spoke about a topic that's
Jake. Start over.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to come on here and address...
Oh, you can't do that publicly.
It's the most recent video that I made. In that video, I spoke about a topic that's extremely sensitive to me, which, to be honest, was my first mistake.
Well, it's okay to talk about things that are sensitive to you, but you got to make sure you parse through the information correctly,
Emotions dictate my actions, and that led to a tone that was confrontational and
a
aggressive.
Sussy.
My intention was to stand up for a specific group of people, but instead, I came across as an asshole. I didn't consider how my words would affect others, and for that, I'm very sorry. I've also come to realize that no amount of explanation can undo the impact of that video.
That's true, too. I said that as well. Sometimes there's only so much you can say, and then, you got to kind of move on. It's all you can do.
And so for the discomfort or hurt that it caused, I also apologize. I recognize that my reaction was partly fueled by my own experiences. With my nonprofit, I frequently read applications of people who are in the most terrible situations.
This guy sounds like Colin Robinson. I agree. He's fucking draining my energy right now.
It's possible. And hearing someone talk about health in that way really bothered me.
This is one of the things that I have a problem with. Because, I might be able to believe at least part of this is true. But it's difficult because, you talk about how you're an Ethan fan. And so if you're an Ethan fan, you should at least know what his intentions are. So if you're an actual Ethan fan, you would know they're just jokes, but they can still offend you and they can still upset you and it can still put you into this emotionally provoked state. And that's fine. But you should have known that he was like this. But instead you made a very meaningful video. It's not like you just made some video on a rant channel. You made a very meaningful hit piece while claiming to be a big fan of his, which it raises questions. One, are you a big fan? Probably not. And two, why would you say that you're a big fan? Either one, to lend more credibility to your story, or two, so that you could try to get close to these guys, which you've done. You tried to get a job with one of them. You did a stream or whatever with AB. It does bring some of your intentions into question.
But that didn't mean that I needed to post a dedicated video
that's what
just turned out to be me ranting about my own frustrations. I also realized that I shouldn't have posted the video if I can't
I'm also frustrated with Lyme. It's a little too spicy.
People looking into my health history and claiming that chronic Lyme doesn't exist. I also sincerely want to apologize.
I got chronic grape, dude.
To Ethan for not considering his health anxiety.
That's pretty obvious to me, and I don't even watch Ethan. That it was just his health anxiety. But I'm also 33, and I'm kind of in a similar place where it's I also have health anxiety. It's something. It's an interesting thing, and it's hard to communicate to people. And I'm not saying that he's not in love, but it's hard to communicate to people who haven't been in true love. how finite your life feels after you finally don't want to die. You know, when I never really cared about my life, and then I met my wife, and then we found like actual love, and now I'm very afraid to die. Whereas before I just didn't care. So it contributes to the health anxiety, you know? And that's something you can criticize Ethan all you want. I'm pretty sure he's very much in love with Hila. She's going to leave him, of course, because she's much more attractive than Ethan. But at least Ethan can fall back and fuck around with Trisha Paytas, because I'm pretty sure she still has a thing for him, you know. But it's one of those things. Maybe that's where it comes from for me, though, because I don't know. I really understand not wanting to die, and I understand nobody wants to die. But it's just like, I don't know. For me, at least, it was like a switch was flipped. You know, when I was in my early 30s, which I still am. Okay, I'm still a young guy, and they have 3 kids. Yeah, 3. Jesus Christ. That's crazy.
Took it as a completely different thing, and that only fueled my anger in the process. I understand.
I'm hoping that he also kind of apologizes for being a little bit of a cloud demon here, because I would actually really appreciate that if he was like, this is my job now, and unfortunately sometimes that kind of clouds my judgment, and I'm sorry if I ever did anything that came off as cloud grabbing, and you know what, maybe part of it was the motivation, even if it wasn't intentional. I would appreciate something like that. I'd be like, wow, that would be a very honest thing. If that's being said here at some point, that would genuinely respect that, because a lot of creators don't say stuff like that. They won't admit stuff like that because they feel like that's admitting you're a sellout. But I feel like everybody has those experiences where you kind of unintentionally sell out sometimes.
Understand that looking at an irregular blood test is extremely concerning, and I shouldn't have commented on that. Having been born into health issues, I was numb to how startling it can be.
Were you born into it, or did a fucking tick bite him and give him Lyme disease when he was like 2 years old? How did that work? I don't know how it works. I really don't. I'm not genetically inferior. You know, I'm a fucking alpha male. I don't have any problems. I don't have ADHD or OCD or Tourette's, and I don't have male pattern baldness, and I don't have a small penis, but I have big balls. I don't have any of these. I don't have any problems. I don't have glasses. I don't have like an uneven fat deposit on my body where like it's slightly different on one side of my stomach in a weird way. You know, it looks like that's where my seatbelt was, and it kind of cut it in a weird. You know what I mean? It's bizarre.
To be an adult and look at a blood test that doesn't seem right. Also, as a viewer, I can absolutely acknowledge that I reached out to them to try to work for them or ask for collaborations with crew members. But in no way did them not hiring me fuel this video. I've been trying to work.
It might have a little bit. I feel like it might have. Maybe he just doesn't realize it. You know? If you feel like you were scorned. That's why I criticize Ethan, because he still hasn't sent me a free fucking goddamn fucking hoodie. You promised, dude. Oh, you're not big on TikTok anymore. Fuck you. You punk ass bitch. All right? You're a fake one. You're not a real one. You're not an RN, some would say. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't dare say that, because I'll get in trouble. But some would say you aren't one. But they would say I am one. Okay? They'd say I'm an RN. I'm a real nice guy. Okay?
Work for them through like a job or internship since I was 16 years old. I did not make a video 6 years later.
What the fuck? Jake Doo-Doo Rider? Doo-Doo Dick Rider? Shut the fuck up. That's weirdly, I'm so immature. That's funny.
As a way to get back at them. My girlfriend and I are very, very grateful for the opportunity that I was given to be a full-time content creator.
Yeah. The real question is, why the fuck are you wearing a sweater inside? Weird.
There's a lot of speculation about my nonprofit Never Stop, so I thought that I would just address those as well. The clothing brand started.
Yeah. He makes like 90% of the profits, but like let me not say he makes 90% of the profits. It's going to be something like a lot of the money goes to materials and maybe some kind of advertising, and he probably pays himself and blah 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 whatever.
In 2017, selling things to family and friends, and then in 2022, when I got a platform, I decided to give 10% of all profits to people in need. And then there was such an overwhelming amount of need for.
The question here is net or gross profits, just to be clear, because like the gross profit would. Oh my god, the gross profit would be 10% of everything that comes in. He would donate. A net profit is only 10% of everything that actually is money after expenses. So I wonder if it's net or gross profit.
For donations that I decided in 2023 to turn it into an official nonprofit so that people's donations would be tax deductible. Since Never Stop is a new and small organization, I pay all the startup fees so that the donations can go to people who need them. And I do hope that someday Never Stop can sustain itself, but it's just not there yet.
But it's never stopping.
To be totally honest, picking one person a month to give a few $100s to is sometimes awful. I want to be able to do more, and
just keep it then, baby.
Right now I can't. In closing, I want to reiterate my apology to everyone affected by this video. The tone was inappropriate and scummy
and kind of cringe.
That does not reflect the values that I wish to embody as a content creator. I've taken this as a learning experience, and I will commit to never repeating this mistake. From now on, I'm going to refocus my efforts on the content that brought you to my channel in the first place. Your support means the world to me, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I thank you for your understanding during this time where I try to learn and grow from this experience.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
I think it was fun. You know, it's more going to be about what happens the following months is really going to be the teller. But yeah, I think it was fine. I don't think it was that bad. Yeah, I think it was fine. I mean, yeah, it's all good. Whatever. We'll see how things go, and good luck to this young man with poopus. Just kidding. I think it's Lyme disease. All right, cool.